Oh, yep. Well, I'd better watch out, Christoph. Anyhow, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the ESR DTM Racing Series. I am your temporary host, Cole McRae, and we are here joined by the man whose name changes every time. What is it today?
I am a simp for Cole McRae.
Okay, I'm I'm glad you didn't change that. All right. So yeah, we have Cole and Sub Cole here for you commentating. Apparently, we're told that this race is just absolutely a nutcase. As you may have noticed, we have DTM 2016. I'm
Yeah, I
not
think it's
sure.
2016.
Okay, 2016 cars at Spielberg.
This
So,
is Red Bull Ring. What are you talking about?
oh, chow, dude, I forgot. Gotta get my Red Bull. Hold on.
Red Bull's actually gross.
Oh yeah, oh, it's so good, dude. I like the blueberry flavor.
What?
Uh, blueberry Red Bull. Uh oh,
Oh,
Christoph.
Kristoff.
Oh, that looks fun. No, I actually don't have Red Bull. I don't like Red Bull either. The blueberry kind is actually the only one I can tolerate, but even then it's like so expensive too. It's like $3 for a little tiny freaking can.
Yeah, they don't actually taste that good. I prefer the monster ones, or like the Rockstar.
My favorite is Rockstar Organic, and no, it's not because I'm a granola Portlander. It is because other reasons.
Wow, Demetrios Simeonite is coming in with a surprise P2.
Yeah. So, sorry, I was taking a picture of the qualifying just so I could have that for further reference, future reference.
Lucas Cranbeer, Sergeant Coley, Martin Edmonds, Andrew D, Gerardo Deval, Ariel Zatoni, Richard DeLucci, Josiah Jerome, Daniel Hernandez.
So yeah, we have quite a few people in this race. I'm not very well familiar with the with this series. As you know, I usually commentate on the 3D Speed series. Matt used to, if you didn't abandon us. Oh no, not 3D Speed. ACC. God, GT series. Oh man, it's been a long day.
Well, I provide more entertainment in ACC.
Well, you try. It doesn't work.
Hey, I qualified ahead of Stoffmeal, so
Okay, right. Sorry, I forgot because he's using a slow car and had huge ballast. I'm sure. Uh,
he's not ballasted. What are you talking about?
no, yeah, no, not at all.
Uh-oh, we have an empty grid slot.
Yeah.
Shut up, Cole. Oh, there he goes.
So apparently this is the modern DTM series, which implies that they can use different years of cars. Nope, it's all
No,
2016.
this is 2016, and they have, I think, if I'm familiar, they have 3 DRS uses per lap.
Okay, and we are green flag racing. Christopher Streppin, and oh my gosh, those cars are loud. They're coming in for turn one. This is where you can make or break your race.
Oh
Oh,
no!
looks like someone's
Martin
going around. Is
Edmonds.
that Sean Kenny? The director has no clue what to do. He's freaking out, man. Lucas Crambier. Look at how close together they are. Demetrius Simeonitis and Christopher Streppin pushing away, making for an early lead. But we'll see how long they can hold on to that when they're battling with each other. Martin Edmonds, our commander-in-chief, in the red and white shell liveried BMW. So there's a
That is
lot of people
Augusto
here.
Farfus's car.
Yeah. So one thing that I've always been kind of fascinated about these modern DTM cars is just how precision tuned they are compared to even GT3s that we commonly see. Like the amount of downforce they can produce is astonishing. Oh, we got an Audi off in the background. That looked like it might have been Leonard Berg.
They're
I'm not
basically all
sure.
the same cars, just different bodies.
Yeah. I'm getting word that was actually not Leonard Berg. That was Gideon Schultz who just spun.
No,
So,
not Gideon.
yeah. Valentino Rossi. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a long time. Okay, so we have looks like Valentino Rossi just fresh off of his MotoGP career is now deciding to make the jump over to DTM. My favorite driver, go Yamaha. Wait, what are you telling me? There are no Yamaha cars. Okay, so yeah, we can see in the bottom left there, DRS being used by Gerardo De Valle. Remaining 0? I don't think that's
No,
right.
that's not accurate.
Yeah. So everyone get. Oh, it looks like everyone's flipping on the DRS now. You can see the rear wing angling back to provide less downforce. So really, this could be anyone's race. We're seeing everyone is super close together, and that's part of what makes these spec series is. Well, I mean, technically it's not a spec series, but it might as well be. That's part of what makes these so enticing to a lot of people because the racing is. I mean, the cars are as close to being the same as you can get. So it
Oh
sounds
god,
like Martin is just like freaking using the transmission to take all the braking. It looks like.
that was horrifying.
Oh, maybe his car was scatting. Maybe he was getting it to do a jazz number.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway, so Gerardo and Martin are battling for 5th place currently. Very
Demetrios
small gap.
Simeonitis has got past Kristoff.
Oh, looks like it, yeah. And he's got a sizable lead now. Christoph must have made a mistake. His lead is up to 1.5 seconds. Now back to Sean Kenny. That's another almost whole second. But yeah, we can't say if that's to remain for the entire race. Again, on Josiah Jerome on the DRS, so it looks like everyone is being very liberal with their DRS usage. Ariel Zatoni making a pass on, I'm not sure who that is. Ardare? I don't know enough of these
Darush.
people. Oh, Richard Darushi, yeah, you're right.
Oh god.
Martin Scard having a wonderful time, just blowing up the transmission, I'm sure. So Lucas Cramber, putting up a really good fight for Martin Emmons and Gerardo De Valle. Valle, my bad.
Delval.
Oh, looks like someone was off the track a little bit. Oh yeah, so that's Cramber. We're just getting a lovely symphony from Martin's car as the transmission explodes into a million billion pieces.
Oh, it's already exploded. He's currently on 1 gear.
Yeah. Turns out you don't need all those gears, just get the one.
Yeah.
So Demetrius Simeonitis still holding on as we come into lap 5. Or wait, is that lap? Well, it says lap 4. Is that lap completed, or what lap they're on? I think it's what lap they're on. So lap 4. Martin Edmonds getting past potentially. Nope. Wait, is that? No, he's passing. Lucas
Oh,
Cramber. Oh, wide, a little bit wide into turn 2.
Delval's got past him.
Yeah, what's that?
There
Let
he goes.
Devalle past him. Is it Deval?
Yeah, Jerome's trying to challenge him into whatever corner this is.
Turn 3, I assume.
Yes.
Oh, I just remembered. They do MotoGP races at Red Bull Ring. So, surprised that Valentino Rossi is only in 8th place. He should be right up at the top there. What the heck?
He's trash.
Hey, he's a fantastic racer.
Not Nate.
Fair enough.
Oh, there's
So,
Josiah Jerome
oh,
challenging
Jerome
Martin
got by.
Edmonds.
Yep, that's right. So we're seeing a really fun battle develop for 5th place. There's quite a bit of chaos going on. 2 Audis or 1 Audi and 2 BMWs in this fight. Everyone on their DRS
And a
coming for the back
Mercedes.
straight. Yeah, Valentino Rossi actually making up about half a second on Jerome in the last few corners or so. Yep, that's my timer.
There Martin goes.
So Martin's picking up a little bit of speed on Jerome. Sean Kenny catching up drastically to Christopher Streppen. He was almost almost 3 seconds down earlier. So he has made some astonishing progress, or at least Christoph made some mistakes. Christoph now finding himself out of the battle for first and maybe even for second. See, he's even losing a little bit of time now still. He might be back. He might be rapidly roped into the race for third. And we see Andrew D attempting to make a move on Ariel Zatoni, not really getting it done. Oh, everyone's got
Oh
the same idea
god.
as Martin, it looks like. It reminds me of Forza. There's no really modeled transmission damage in Forza, so you can just downshift whenever you want to decelerate faster.
Exactly. That's what I do.
Yeah. I guess it's working for these guys. They're able to put down some pretty nasty lap times. Back on board with Martin Edmonds, who now still finds himself between Gerardo De Valle and Josiah Jerome. So Lucas Crambier is
Getting
now,
away.
yeah, he's got some distance between him and Christopher Verstappen. Verstappen going around the outside of Sean Kenny in second place, trying to make that pass. Can he hold it around the outside as we come into
Appears
turn
so.
2? Maybe. This is not a great passing turn. So now Sean Kenny can get the DRS probably, because I don't think he used it, but it looks like he might have already burned it. Although in these DTM cars are so reliant on aero that a valid strategy is definitely to just tuck into someone and see if you can make use of their drag reduction. Just to,
Looks like our battle for fourth or third is coming catching up to them.
yeah, it's true. So as we kind of noted earlier, Sean Kenny and Christopher Strippen are being caught up by, okay, looking at the ground, being caught up by the battle behind them. Lucas Cramber, Gerardo De Valle, Martin Edmonds, Josiah Jerome. We got a lot of people in this battle. Even
Oh, so
Ariel
many people.
Zatoni,
Such a good battle.
yeah, even Zatoni is only about 3 seconds back, so there's quite a bit of competition. We see Sean Kenny
I might see
tucking
if
in
I can
behind
sign up for this
Verstappen.
race next Saturday.
It looks fun. I'm
I'm
personally
slow
not a
in
huge
racing
fan of
though.
the. Oh, you're fine. I mean, yes, you're slow. Never forget it. So Gerardo De Valle making a move on Lucas Crambier. And looking to make it. He's still
There's Sean
alongside
Kenny. Sean
currently.
Kenny's trying to get across
Sean
them.
Kenny's going around. Wait, no, Sean Kenny was already
Uh-oh.
around, wasn't he? So it
Wow,
looks
this is
like
such a close pack. Look at
looks
them
like
all.
yeah, looks like Del Valle has not been able to make it happen. They both have DRS activated, so they are both going at maximum speed. Gerardo on the inside. Can he make the pass? It looks like he's forced Cranberry to just kind of tuck in a little bit, because there's not only so much you can do when there's a car in the way. And it looks like Gerardo is going to hold that, but the question is for how long. Everyone has we're seeing a lot of switch ups in the order right now, so there's plenty to look at. Martin Edmonds now sliding in behind Cranberry very, very tightly. No one's using DRS right now, so just getting ready to set up that last turn pass attempt, perhaps.
Oh god, I'm gonna cringe every time that happens.
I look forward to it. Oh, not a very good run out of Martin Edmonds for the last turn. As
Hydro.
Red Bull,
We can pass them here. Gonna dive
so,
up in the first corner.
oh, Martin looks like Ariel Zatoni's gonna make a move, but he tucks back in.
Oh,
Wait, that's
poor
Ariel.
Martin.
Wait, who's that? That's not Ariel Zatoni. That's Josiah Jerome. Oh, it looks like Jerome got by again as we pop back on board with Andrew D,
Yeah, I
who
think
is
Martin
currently
went
fighting
wide.
with Valentino Rossi for 9th place. Was that you're saying, Matt?
Yeah, it looks like, oh, Verstappen's getting passed by them.
Oh yeah, so
Third place
Verstappen,
battle.
for third. So man, once fighting with Demetrius Simonettis for first, then Sean Kinney for second. Now getting passed by Del Valle for third, and looks like, oh nobody got it back a little bit as they go side by side around turn 3, Slosh Gold into Roush turn. So Cramber is still on Verstappen, or no, no, sorry, Lucas Cramber now on Verstappen. So something must be going wrong with Verstappen, or maybe he's just under a little bit too much pressure, not able to hold on to the pace that he that allowed him to get the podium.
Oh, Belgium battling with the German here.
Yep, just gotta flick that flag sideways. Looks like Krember is making a move on Verstappen. Nope. Wait,
Oh no!
this is Krember.
Oh,
Yeah,
that was
okay. So
close.
they go side by side through turn 1. That's the Niki Lauda curve. Krember flipping on the DRS, trying to get every last inch of speed out of the car as he can. Try to make a move on Verstappen. Looks like he's going on the inside. Diving just slightly, but wisely slams on the brakes, try to avoid an attack. Josiah Jerome is getting shoved wide through second corner.
Martin Edmonds has caught them back up.
And we see a gap forming between Lucas Krembier and Gerardo De Valle.
Well, as we know, battling slows you down.
It does, it does. Well, as we saw with Jerome, he lost a substantial amount of time.
There
Christopher
he
Streppin getting
goes.
the worst out of another deal as they go into Slash Gold, and looks like Martin Edmonds might be going through him as well. So, oh no, he's able to get it back. Hold off Martin for one more turn. We see Josiah Jerome fighting with Lucas Krembier now. Oh, and he spins,
Oh, Josiah
overcooks it just a little
Jerome.
bit. Oh, looks like he had a little bit of damage there, but not too much. They seem to be a pretty light impact. So that's a little bit of a load off of Verstappen's chest. Now he has one less
And
person to
Martin.
fight with. And Martin as well, yeah. So now we see Ariel Zatoni making up pace.
GD.
Now 1.5 seconds near enough. So Andrew D fighting with Valentino Rossi. Trying to go around the outside. Maybe as they come into Niki Lauda curve. Nope. Cutting to the inside. And slowing down. Not making it worth it. Or not making the run. There's some really crazy shift patterns.
That's terrifying.
I've noticed that's happening a lot in Racing recently with the most recent update. Andrew D making a lunge on Valentino Rossi. They contact. And we don't get to see the conclusion. I suspect. Yep. Oh, nope. We just saw Edmonds pass Christopher Streppin. So for Streppin being relegated back to 6th place. Errol Zatoni still making more progress on them. As we watch Gerardo De Valle. Oh. Richard DeRucci. So now Richard DeRucci is behind Andrew D, who is behind Valentino Rossi. With a sizable gap up to Ariel Zatoni. Oh, looks like Valentino's going wide. On to turn 5. And Andrew D takes that. No problems at all. It looks like Rossi's having trouble controlling his car. Maybe it's a bit of lag. Maybe a little bit lag, a little netcode, a little bit of hesitation. And DeRucci makes the pass. No problem as well. So looks like the scoreboard can't decide what place Rossi's in, if it's 10th or 11th. I'm going to go with 10th.
Yeah, I think that's a safe bet.
I just have a hunch, you know. So lots of very, very intense battles going on. We've got Bob back on with Martin Edmonds, who's made his way up to fight with Lucas Krembier. As they go into Remus corner, that's turn 2. Looks like Krembier is able to hold off the attack. Forcing Martin to go to the outside was a smart move in that choice, in that case. Sean Kenny making a look at Dimitris Simeonidis for first place. That was an impressive maneuver. I wasn't expecting that to go as well as it did. He wasn't able to get the position, but he made definitely some time. Looks like they had a little bit of contact. Martin Edmonds still trying to get past Lucas Krembier for 4th place, sorry. On the inside of turn 5, contact. Looks like he shoves Krembier a little bit wide. We're looking at the grass. Krembier still on the outside. They're side by side. Attempts to make a crossover on Edmonds, but is not able to complete it. So that's Krembier down to 5th. Martin Edmonds up to 4th. Christopher Streppin is still right next to him. Who was that we just passed? I couldn't tell. Arrows of
Did you
Tony
know?
continuing to breathe down their necks. Sorry, what you're saying?
Did you know that there's a Facebook group where everybody pretends to be ants in a colony?
I saw that the other day. They all just repeat the same word. Oh, Christopher Streppin going off in the background. Was that
Oh no,
Christopher Streppin?
I don't know.
It was. Yep, it was. So Zatoni got by. I think it was a black car. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe it wasn't Verstappen. In any case, Zatoni is now by Verstappen.
Del Val and oh, Sean Kenny passed Simeonitis.
Oh yeah, look at that. I was just wondering about that.
I was
What
like,
a race we
wait,
have
there's 3
today.
guys here.
Delval is now behind Simeonitis. With all these battles, they're so close. Even Josiah Drum in 12th is currently just past Enrique Fernandez, I believe that was.
Choo choo
Oh,
choo.
whoops, my bad. Oops. That I have my soundboard on. Didn't mean to do that. Oh my. Well, I suppose it couldn't all go well, could it? Elio Fernandez. I was just trying to look at his name. Oh my. Well, I hope you all were awake, ladies and gentlemen, because you are now. Well, you wanted me to bring the soundboard back, Matt.
Yes, it's back.
It happens. Whether or not I wanted it to. Anyway, I appear to have blacked out for a second. Where are we at? Demetrius Simeonitis making a move on Sean Kenny for first place, going around the outside prior to Remus Curve. Now to the inside. Oh, so he got by. Sean Kenny is all trying to get past by Del Valle, but it doesn't look like it worked. So Demetrius Simeonitis finds himself back in first place as we come into the middle part of our 13th lap.
Not like that.
It doesn't sound great, but yeah, like I noticed when I was racing in a couple of races earlier last week, like I would see like tire marks on the road when everyone was shifting, and I think the game thinks that people are downshifting and then it corrects itself, so they do some tire screeching, and it just left little black marks all over the road that were really distracting, if I'm honest. So I'm kind of surprised the same thing isn't happening here.
I am a part of that Facebook group.
The ants one?
Yes.
Oh, good. Lift, 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 lift.
Fight. Work.
I'm bored with Gerardo Deval. Okay, so we do have mandatory pit stops. I believe they only require a change of tires. And I
Oh,
believe they
did...
only...
Oh, no,
What's that?
go ahead.
Okay, I was saying I believe they also require that only 2 tires are changed. I'm not certain on that, but I believe that's the case.
Did Mike tell you what was wrong with ACC yesterday?
Uh, do you tell me what was wrong?
Yeah, why there was no mandatory pit stop even though there was supposed to be.
Oh yeah, because in order to have mandatory pit stops, you have to have a password apparently.
Yeah, that I suggested that just like out of the blue. I doubted it was true, but
That's so
turns out it
weird.
was.
Such a weird. I'm not a big fan of ACC's the way it manages anything. It's really bizarre. Like it just. I'm not a fan of
Like,
the server browser. I'm not a fan of like the password system. Well, like we were having big problems with getting the spectator to not show up in the race. Like we had to we caused a big wreck at one of them. I think that was Spa.
oh yeah, that was Spa.
Yikes. And we almost caused another wreck like in the race after. So we were seeing Douglas DeGroat going into the pit, first one to do so. I guess he's coming out of. Gerardo Del Valle now on alongside Demetrius Simeonitis, getting very close. Oh, and also we were having in the last race at Bathurst in ACC. We had Josiah Jerome going on the outside of Valentino Rossi. That'll be for it's not happening. Taking it back. Passing on the outside of turn 2 is a dangerous endeavor. It rarely works out. I think we saw Cranbeer make it work once, but so far it's not been so fruitful. Errol Zatoni pushing up through the ranks. So it
Scott
started,
Martin.
yeah, he's caught Martin. So started way back in ninth, has now made his way up to 6th in no short order. Valentino Rossi getting passed by Josiah Jerome going on the outside of turn 4. Anyway, and I'm just not. In the race at Bathurst, we couldn't get the director tool to work for Assetto Corsa. Just wasn't cooperating with us, and we couldn't. We tried it on 3 or 4 different computers, and it just wouldn't connect. We had to work around. Oh, Valentino Rossi going wide on the second to last corner, and yeah, we couldn't figure it out. So we got a workaround. Thankfully, we had to use the menu tool to do it, but it looked kind of awful. We got
It
it
did.
working
It was
for
pretty laggy.
this race, which is yesterday, but of course, yesterday's race reporting is having its own fair share of strokes. Any case, Ariel Satoni still eking up on Martin Edmonds. Have we had any changes in direction here? Demetrius Simeonidis has gone into the pits, so now is down to 19th, but that won't stand at the end of the race, obviously. Martin Edmonds still hot on the tail of Lucas Crambier. Gotta say, we haven't seen any real too huge, egregious accidents or position changes. It's been pretty neat and tidy throughout the entire ranks. I mean, we've had some switching up, of course, but not much. This is an hour and 20-minute race. According to the event page, it's a 3-minute and 5-second race, which I have reason to believe is not true.
No, I think it's true. It's pretty.
Hunch.
Looks true.
Oh, okay, you're right. I believe it's an hour and 15-minute race. I should have checked at the beginning of the race, but ain't nobody got time for that. Now on board of the Arrows of Tony, who's fighting with Martin Emmons, who is fighting with Lucas Crambier. Martin Emmons going around the outside of Crambier as they come into turn 3. That's 3. Oh, contact! Crambier nudges out Edmonds. Looked like he was going to spin for a second there, but as it turns out, just slowed him down enough for Zatoni to come around the outside. Keeps switching at the worst times. Richard Darushi battling with Josiah Jerome for 8th place. Darushi goes around the outside of turn 4. Not enough. And we're back to Martin Emmons versus the world. Harold Zatoni wasn't able to get that pass completed like he had wanted to. Probably, I don't know, maybe he didn't want to. And taking it wide around the final corner. Martin Edmonds hot on the heels of Lucas Crambier. Maybe a little bit of contact as they're braking to turn 1, but at least it didn't look like there was any damage caused, so that is fair enough. Although Zatoni going around the outside, as we see, turn 2 is coming up, so can he make the outside pass happen, or is he going to try and get for the cutback? Looks like he's able to make the outside pass work. Oh, and he gets on the gas too soon and spins. Arrows
Oh
Zatoni.
no! Why'd he die?
So he hadn't fallen through the ranks. James Butler, a name we haven't seen in a while, now fighting with Valentino Rossi for 10th place. Arrows Zatoni rejoins just in front, causing some traffic. Is that Rossi? Yes, Rossi is trying to navigate his way through Zatoni, who's followed by James Butler and Elio Fernandez. Zatoni is struggling. Looks like he has some damage on the right front. Is struggling to hold up James Butler, who gets by, and now has the inside line for turn. Oh, contact! James Butler contacts Arrow Zatoni. It doesn't look like anything was made of it. But Zatoni is again forced wide. Looks like he has some aero damage. That is absolutely devastating to these cars. As I said before, they're so precisely and finely tuned for aero that they really need every bit they can get. Although, that said, this is a fairly, yeah, it's got some straights, this track. And when you do get damage in this game, that generally decreases your aero and nothing else. So, there's Zatoni might be able to make up some speed in a straight line, as we see, making some time up on Valentino Rossi. Valentino Rossi under assault from, is that Butler? James Butler, you're right. I'm right. Me. I'm talking to myself.
James Butler here.
James Butler making a move attempt on Valentino Rossi for
Not
who's
gonna
not.
work.
We return to Arrows Tony making another very bold attempt, backs out, but that causes him to lose some time on James Butler.
Does he have some front end damage there?
He does, yes.
Yeah,
I
it's
believe I
looking a little
mentioned that.
smushed.
It's got a little smush, but as we maybe be able to see, he's been able to make some pretty astonishing pace in the straights. Like he's lighting Butler on fire a little bit some of those straights. Butler has a little bit of a twitchy incident. Demetrius Simeonidis, who is one of our only leaders to pit, is now in the 19 fighting with Wayne Hutchison.
Oh god.
It's okay, we'll get through this together, man.
I don't kill myself before.
Please don't. We
I'll
want
ruin the
I want to
trip.
play Warzone with you before you die.
Don't kill yourself. Don't. I might. Don't kill yourself. I might. Don't kill yourself. It'll ruin the trip.
Yeah. I forget what that's from.
It's funny
J
though.
James Butler going around the outside of Valentino Rossi. Doesn't look like he was able to make it happen. One thing about all the hairpins in the beginning and final sections of this, or just really beginnings of this track, not very great for passing. This isn't a very
Unless you're
wide track.
ambitious.
Unless you're very ambitious, as we saw Arrows Tony going for the pass on Valentino Rossi.
Oh no,
Contact
Valentino
causes him
Rossi.
to slightly spin, but he recovers it. That was a nice recovery. Unfortunately, it was able to get Arrows Tony the spot. So, oops. I would be surprised if Zatoni was able to keep that spot. That looked like a pretty interesting happenstance there. At least no one got crashed. This is Eli Fernandez versus no, not Valentino Rossi.
Josiah Jerome. Oh
Josiah
no,
Jerome.
it's not.
No,
Is it Max Simons?
that was Max Simmons. Wow. Okay, so looks like Fernandez must have had a little bit of a falling out with his own pace. That's the one thing about pace. You can't treat her like a side chick. You gotta really embrace her. No one night stands for your pace.
Yeah, that is basically me.
Me too, buddy. A lot of these races, especially the ones as close as this, the big determiner can just be consistency. If you can stay on, even on a pace that's slightly off, there's a very good chance you could end up ahead of people who are or have some good laps but then fall off.
Looks like Douglas DeGroot is pitted as well. And
John Picha,
yeah,
Demetrius Simeonidis, John Picha, Doug DeGroat. Yeah, Doug DeGroat was the first one to pit. I think he did it when there was 55 minutes left, if I am not mistaken. John Barker fighting with Schultz, I believe.
Gideon.
What is these engine sounds? Uh oh, Arrows
I couldn't
Tony under fire.
like they couldn't make something that sounded better.
Oh my god, that
What
one
the hell
was
was
especially
that?
bad. Wayne Hutchison fighting with Leonard Burke for 18th place. Demetrius Simeonidis is also in the distance, but he is proven to be a little bit of a faster driver than these two are currently on board with. Not to say that he couldn't make a mistake. So a little bit of shakeup. Butler has gotten up to 9th place, taking the spot from Errol Zatoni. Yes, and here we are right here. So Errol Zatoni has found his way. He's been able to hold on in spite of the aero damage. Valentino Rossi is still holding on in the background. Doesn't look to have made any progress nor lost any. We're on board with Lucas
Lucas
Crambler.
Cranbeer.
Crambier.
Crambler.
Holiday Crambler. My grandpa used to
Hotel
have one of those.
Trivago.
Hotel Trivago. So he's in a fight with Del Valle for 2nd place. Andrew D putting the hurt on Christopher Streppen, who has found his way back up to 5th place after that rough start, we'll say, at the beginning.
See how he can recover here.
Is it me, or does it sound like everyone's always on their rev limiter all the time?
Yeah, that's what I'm noticing as well.
They're coming up, it's like, and they're going away, and it's like,
That's where all their power is. Oh,
yeah.
here he goes. There's a run.
Lucas Cranberg getting a run on Delvale. Martin Edmonds making his way into the background there, so he's made up some pace and some space.
Uh-oh, Sean Kenny's in
Oh,
traffic.
it is, or he is. So Cranberg got by Delvale for second place. Martin Edmonds, wait, what happened there? Verstappen got by Andrew D. Meanwhile, Arizatoni making the moves on James Butler. Oh, very bold, going around the curves on the inside. Was able to hold on to it, even though it was a little bit unkempt. Now we're gonna maybe see the aero advantage play into Zatoni's hands. He didn't get a run on Butler, but was able to pick up some time around going through the inside of turn 4, and I believe that is it. Looks like he's able to hold him off. Delvale under fire from Martin Edmonds now. Wait, no, that's Butler.
It's an Audi for sure.
Who's it we're looking at? I'm so confused. You know, I'm just not going to think about it. So Zatoni still by Butler.
Good God.
I just love hearing your cringe every time that happens. Without fail.
Oh, there he goes. See if we can get a run on him. Gonna have the DSR.
Delvale going around the
See,
inside
they're in a
of.
bit of a tough spot here because you can only use DRS when you're within 1 second of the car in front.
Yeah.
So if they're not within 1 second of Sean Kenny, then there will always be passing car will
Yeah, it's
always have
true.
the DRS advantage.
So yeah, that's kind of an interesting point. So that kind of forces cars to group up next to each other. And it's kind of weird because, you know, Sean Kenny is just going to run away a little bit because no one can use push to pass really behind him. He's 3 seconds ahead. Delvale going on for a pass on
Oh,
the outside of turn 4.
I think he just
Look at,
outbraked himself slightly.
could have been. That's certainly a possibility. Did you hear that DTM is dying next year?
Yep, Audi's gone.
Yep. So that leaves only Mercedes.
Nope, Mercedes is gone too.
Wait, so only BMW?
Yep.
Okay. Sorry, I was confused. So wonder how that's gonna affect the Super GT merger. Oh, what is that? Looks like, oh, I couldn't see. It was a D? Yep. Andrew D is falling through the ranks after that spin in turn 8. But yeah, I wonder how BMW being the only player is gonna affect the merger with Super GT, because weren't they gonna be merging the GT 500 and DTM series? Oh, Valentino Rossi going for the revenge pass on Arizatoni. We're not able to see how that affected him, but it doesn't look like he's too far back. So something happened with Zatoni that caused him to fall back. Butler got by, and now Rossi has gotten by. Definitely not helped by the arrow, but he's going to make another lunge attempt. Zatoni has proven to be the, if not the king of, at least the main benefactor of the hard lunge into turn 2. Max Simmons now approaching uh, Elio Fernandez as they come into turn 4. Turn 3. Now watching Josiah Jerome fighting off, or Christopher Strippen fighting off Josiah Jerome. So now Christoph is now in 4th place, so he's made up some more time. That's probably just due to Simeonidis' pit. Oh, and Cranberry's pit now. So, and it looks like Verstappen also pulls into the pits. I'm not sure how the mandatory pit stop is working here, but I assume it's centered around the midpoint. And Valentino Rossi peels off to go to the pits. No, Rossi is still out, so that was Zatoni that went in for the pits. I'm kind of surprised Zatoni didn't go in earlier with the damage he had.
Yeah, you'd think.
So Max Simmons making a pass attempt on Elio Fernandez.
Lucas Cranberry's coming out in front of Smainitis
Oh yeah. So maybe that's a
and Verstappen.
maybe he took less tires, or well, I have no reason to
Oh,
believe they would
no,
take
not
fuel.
anymore. A
So
neat little
Gideon
battle pack
Schultz,
here.
yeah. So we're currently watching the battle for 7th. Max Simmons versus Elio Fernandez versus Gideon Schultz versus Barr, who I am not familiar with.
Barker? John Barker?
Oh yeah, it could be. Oh yeah, that's the right flag. Okay, good call. So we have
Lucky
some.
guess.
Oh, I'm sure it was all skill, guessing skill.
That must be where all my racing skill went.
That's how mine goes.
Look at those little arrow bits on the side.
Oh yeah, the DTM cars. Oh, Barker making a pass on someone in pit lane. What was that?
Lucky.
I saw a pink car. Any case,
But Parker's gotten ahead of Butler.
yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So Butler must be in pits. So we've now entered that stage of the race where just no one knows what's going on. It's people are pitting, people aren't pitting. There's stuff flying. I'm fairly sure I saw a unicorn in the background there. Like it's all over the place. We just hold
No,
on and no.
I'm not on drugs, but have you seen that dolphin with a gun over there?
Oh, yes, the one that
It
was
was
flying in
saluting and
circles.
waving, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, you're right. That's what he was doing.
Yeah.
You know, I could have sworn I heard a bass hunter song playing in the background, but maybe I was
I heard
just
boss music.
boss. Boo. This is Germany. They don't have boss music there. Wayne Hutchison making a pit. Don't know why the director found this compelling a battle to watch, as Wayne Hutchison fights himself. I guess. Okay, there we go. Now we're looking at Martin Edmonds, who is in 10th because he pit. So Jerome, oh, looks like Jerome's made up some fantastic pace against Sean Kenny, who maybe just pit. No, he just pit. Screw me for trying, man. I'm just trying to follow along. Cars are blowing up transmissions. Freaking. So Matt, are you excited for tomorrow?
What's tomorrow?
It is one of the rare times that Cinco de Mayo also falls on a Taco Tuesday.
I did not realize that.
Well, can't say that anymore. Yes, it's true. We're recording this on May 4th, Star Wars Day, which I will not say in character because I think it's a little overdone. But
It's
we'll say
Revenge.
that
Tomorrow is Revenge of the Fifth.
not that one too. Sure, fine.
Then it's Return of the Sixth.
I've never heard of Return to the Sixth before, but I'm not surprised.
Oh, good God!
Every time.
Every time.
But yeah, and so I'm definitely gonna be getting me some tacos tomorrow. Yes, for us, for audience members, I do realize that Cinco de Mayo is more or less an American invention, as kind of as the tacos that are traditionally consumed on it, on Taco Tuesday, I mean.
Did you
But
know fortune cookies are actually American invention?
I do. I
Thanks
I
Iron
heard it
Man
somewhere.
3.
Yeah, but it's okay because they're a wonderful invention that keeps us hooked to the belief that we can just wish for stuff and it'll come true. Also,
I just had Chinese food and mine says, we cannot be happy unless we think we are the
oh,
means of good
Gerardo
to
Devel
others.
and Demetrius Simeonidis have now become one. Oh nope, they separated. Okay, good.
Oh, why can't they be one?
I'm sorry, Matt. What was your fortune cookie?
We cannot be happy unless we think we are the means of good to others.
Boo! I hate it. Stupid fortune.
How
I was
long
just
do
gonna
these lucky numbers last?
until they become unlucky.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that's I'm just laying down a little bit of knowledge on y'all.
Just a little bit. The more you know.
Yes. Any case,
Why does it sound like it's external and playing into your speakers?
because the recording is shite. Um, that's the one. That's what I'm gonna say. That what's one thing I hate about fortune cookies? It seems like they're not really like 90% of them aren't fortunes. It's just telling me stuff I already know. Like I got one that I swore said, good things happen to people who do good to others. It's like, gee, thanks. Now give me my fortune. What's my fortune? I want to know what happens in the future. Loser. I was mad. But oh well. I guess that's the way the cookie crumbles. The
Did
fortune
you
cookie
know?
specifically. What?
Did you know
Probably
that when
not.
a nuclear bomb explodes, there's a certain radius around the blast rate around the blast where all microwave pizzas are cooked to perfection.
And also irradiated.
No, just cooked to
Oh,
perfection.
okay. That's good.
And
I
there's a
did.
radius where all people are cooked to perfection.
Oh my.
They
So we
call it
just
the
saw
flavor
Max
zone.
Simmons make a pass on Valentino Rossi for first place. Last two of the last four that haven't pit yet. So
There's
that's
Martin.
fun. Martin Edmonds now battling with Demetrius Simeonis. So everyone has pit more or less. So Demetrius got the short end of the straw there. It looks like he might have
Max
taken more
Simon's the
tires.
leading guy who hasn't pitted yet.
No, he has not pit yet. Yeah, so at the current, Sean Kenny is in the lead.
Valentino Rossi is not pitted either. He's in second.
Yeah, so it's always an interesting tack to see when people make the effort to pit, because there's obviously very bad times to pit, but there's also very good times. And I mean, most of the time it's just like, you know, it's just nothing. But on board with Daniel Hernandez, who is in a battle with himself,
They not have a
and
rev limiter? Like, do they not know how to drift?
now they don't know how.
Years.
Well, they don't need to anymore, as you said. They only have one gear now, so
Well, now they do.
oh,
Extra Jerome back in 8th place.
fighting with Christopher Streppen, who in another event in this giant stream of bad luck incidents, finds himself battling for 7th place. Passed by Josiah Jerome without a problem. I was wondering if he forgot to use DRS there or what happened.
I think he just wasn't close enough to the car in front.
Oh, good point. That's a great point. So, yeah, we this is an interesting kind of tack. Demetrius Simeonidis battling with Martin Edmonds for 5th place. Oh, someone off in the background there looked to be Josiah Jerome. So can Delvale get by Jerome? Doesn't look like it. Anyhow, Demetrius fighting with Edmonds. Martin has had a solid race. Not the best um, run ever, but it's certainly solid. Qualified 6th, so still made up one position. Sean Kenny battling with Valentino Rossi. Nope, Rossi's in the pits. So Sean Kenny takes his rightful place as second. So Simmons still has not pit yet, it looks like. One wonders why, because I don't think he's battling with anyone. But any case, Demetrius Simeonidis making an interesting turn, uh, a line out of turn one. Richard Rushi coming up right alongside Valentino Rossi. So Rossi got screwed a little bit on his pit strategy as well. I wonder what happened there if maybe he just took all tires instead of just two. Now finding himself directly between Richard DeRushi and Barker. I almost called him just Bar for a couple of seconds there. John Barr. No, this is Patrick.
No, this is Matt.
No, this is Patch. Is this a Krusty Krab?
No, this is Patrick.
So anyway, Valentino Rossi fighting with DeRucci. And Demetrius Simeonette is still fighting against Martin Edmonds. Oh, someone's backwards. Who is that? It's a Mercedes.
Oh
It's
no.
it's Cranbeer. Lucas Cranbeer finds himself backwards. Oh, looks like he disconnected. I don't know if that was a rage quit or just because of damage. Oh, that's unfortunate. Oh, Cranbeer's doing so well. Qualified 5th. Now not finishing at all. While everyone behind him gets a bump. Demetrius Simeonidis in 4th. Edmonds in 3rd. Robert Waldell getting passed by Doug DeGroat, who immediately makes a left turn into the Shadow Realm. I don't know why. That was it didn't look like he spun, so Max Simmons still has not pit. Wonder what advantage he sees in staying out there. At some point he's gonna have to do battle with these other people, but they have much warmer tires, so it might not end up work out
And
well for him.
fresh.
Yeah, and much fresher. Well, no. Simmons' tires are gonna be fresher after he gets out in the pits.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. We were talking about different. Never mind. We're both right, just in different ways.
Nonsense, you're right.
Aw, babe.
Mike Mangus down there having a quiet race in 20th place.
Oh yeah, Mike is in here. I didn't even see him. He's
Cole
so
McRae
small
having a
over there.
quiet race in nowhere.
In nowhere. Hey, I'm always in a race against time. Cause I only got 4 minutes. Frickin' 4 minutes.
Save the world.
If you want it, you already got it. Martin Edmonds is under fire from Demetrius Simeonidis. That doesn't
It
flow
doesn't
as well.
rhyme.
It doesn't flow as well. Although, speaking of, Demetrius is hot on the patootie of Edmonds. Looks like he got a little run out of turn 3, I believe that was.
Will Martin Edmonds get passed?
Oh no, it's turn 2. So, it doesn't
That's
look like
3.
it. Oh yeah, well, no, I meant out of turn 2 is where he didn't get the run. So Zatoni is on the tail of Elio Fernandez. No,
Twins here.
Zatoni. Wait, what did I say? I think I might
They're
have just had a
twins.
stroke. Yeah.
Yeah, it appears you had a stroke.
The little car's screaming. Uh, so Christopher Streppen now in an intense battle for 4th/3rd place. Owie.
No,
So,
it's fine because I'm a whore.
oh, okay. Oh, Zatoni getting really unsettled by turn
How can he
6.
see?
That's a great question. I think he might have actually had his damage fixed, because that looks extremely similar to the way it was before. I mean, maybe he didn't fix it in the pits, but Racestream does have a problem where if you don't see the damage get fixed, it doesn't show you it getting fixed. So it could be fine. And conversely, it also applies if you don't see the damage happen, Racestream doesn't show it to you. So if someone's out of visual range, it's like if a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does Ariel Zatoni still have a mashed front bumper?
Yes.
Oh. Zatoni making a nice clean pass into the beginning of turn 2. Looked like Fernandez was going to get it back a little bit with a cutback, but looks like he had a little bit of a slidey
I have a
exit.
question for all of you.
All of me?
Let us know in the comments if you think water is wet.
Quality content from Matt Higgs, ladies and gentlemen.
Because it can't. Water makes things wet, but water itself cannot be wet.
So, like, water is a wetting, not a wet. A wetter.
Yeah, if
Valentino Rossi making a
splash
pass
water
on
on
Richard DeRucci,
something,
very clean, up into 8th place.
if you put water on something, it becomes wet. But you can't put water on water.
Well, but if I was to hold water, I would say
Your hand
it's
would be
wet.
wet.
Yeah, I would say it's wet.
No, your hand would be wet.
But water is wet because it is the thing that enacts the status of wetness.
No, but water itself cannot wet though.
Well, that's like
Water
saying
makes things wet, cannot be
that's
wet.
like saying slime can't be slimy.
Of course, that's the slime.
But slime is slimy.
Water cannot be wet.
Yes, it can. I just used a great analogy, and you just tossed it away at like yesterday's newspaper.
I'm gonna look it up.
I guarantee you're gonna find 18,000 Reddit posts that are all arguing just like you and I are right now. It's like that question that everyone was going nuts about like a year ago. Is a hot dog a
Water.
sandwich?
Water isn't wet by itself, but it makes other materials wet when it sticks to the surface of them.
I'm afraid you're gonna have to cite your source there, sir. Gerardo de Valle
Google.
going around the outside of Christopher Streppin, who is going around. Wait, what am I watching here? Is that a back marker? The timing doesn't make any sense. Must be have some back markers here. So Valle just passing Christoph or making an attempt on Christopher Streppin. Doesn't look like it's gonna happen this time.
Water isn't wet. Water or wetness is a description of our experience with water. What happens to us when we come into contact with water in such a way that it impinges on stuff. What?
I did not drink nearly enough before starting this commentary to have this conversation.
I had a few drinks. I've lost track.
That's good. That's always a positive experience. That was me yesterday.
Right, get fucked up.
So Delvale again making an attempt on Verstappen. Not gonna happen. Verstappen dives on the inside, dude. Block him. Cover up the
I just
racing
noticed
line. What?
Mark Simons has pitted.
Oh, finally. Wow, hell must have frozen over.
The Sergeant Coley has he retired? Has
No,
John Pita also retired?
we still have 28. Oh, Pizza I think has retired.
I think.
Crampier and Fernandez I believe also retired.
What happened to Lucas?
Remember he was backwards on the front straight.
Oh yeah,
Man, you have had a lot to drink, huh?
just a bit.
Give me some.
Here
So
you go.
Josiah Jerome. Oh, thanks, babe. Just pour it on your computer for me.
I'm pouring one out for you.
Aw. Oh my god. What an intro.
Holy crap! That's like nails on a chalkboard.
Oh my god. Oh, shout out to Josiah Jerome who set a last lap of 1:25.000. Man, I dream for the day I can set an exact lap time like that. Although Jerome did get by Martin Edmonds, who was in second, is now in third.
What happened to everybody? Lucas, if he didn't spin out, he probably would have been in first.
Yeah, probably. Sean Kenny has retaken the throne. Oh, Martin Edmonds goes off!
No, poor Martin.
Oh no! Maybe not? What are we looking at here?
I don't know.
I think the leaderboard is just frozen up. Or wait, maybe it was a back marker in that case. I can't tell. All these cars look the same. A BMW going off in the foreground, and as they come into turn 6. Can't tell who that is, cause who cares?
They're both Martin Tomczak.
So Delvale still fighting Verstappen. Verstappen having an awful out on turn 8. Christoph going very, very wide into the first turn. Kind of forcing Gerardo to get off a little bit. Ooh, Verstappen gets a little uneasy on the exit. So it looks like they both ended up fucking up equally. So no one gets a run on each other.
Sounds a lot like me.
Aw. Babe. Oh! Gerardo getting a run, getting a cutback perhaps on Verstappen. We don't get to see though, because Director knows what Director wants.
Director is all Director's life.
Arrows of Tony making one of his signature turn 2 passes on Schultz. And we don't get to see it because Director knows. Who
Not
knows?
the director is.
So Verstappen got passed by Delvale, now into 6th. Cars. Schultz got passed by
8-bit.
Zatoni, so it looks like that turn 2 lunge worked. I gotta talk to Zatoni about that. Like, he's been dangerously effective with that maneuver, and I've never seen that actually work beforehand. So maybe he needs to teach me his secrets. We're gonna look at the floor. Love looking at the floor.
Cameraman had a stroke, don't worry. I forget, did Ayrton figure out the problem with ACC for Bathurst race?
Which problem?
That only had the hour and 15.
Oh yeah, well, so I don't understand what happened there either. It didn't. So originally it was showing us, we recorded an hour and 31 minutes of footage, and it was showing up as that. But when you clicked on the video, it only showed an hour and 7 minutes. We talked to Paul Riccobene, I believe. Oh, Verstappen going the outside at turn 2. Ooh, there goes his chances of catching Delvale. But yeah, anyway, we're talking with, I believe it was Riccobene, who had similar problems, and he said, "Don't worry
Riccobene?
about it." What?
Riccobene?
Yeah, Paul.
Yeah, Paul Riccobene.
Yeah. What did I say?
Bene.
Oh, Benny. Oh, okay, okay, got it. Max.
Watch you be right, must me be wrong.
I don't know. I was raised in a Spanish fluent household, so I use a lot of Spanish pronunciations for words that I don't fully understand. So like I say, Del
How
Valle.
does Cole McRae come from a Spanish household? That doesn't sound Spanish.
It doesn't. I mean, just because my last name is McRae, which is a very Irish European last name. My mom is half Filipino,
Ah, true. That makes sense.
and yeah, it turns out they speak a lot of Spanish there.
The more you know.
Oh yeah, hold on, I know that one. Nailed it.
Nice.
The soundboard has spoken. Nope, just kidding.
All hail Queen Doja Ann.
Oh, Mike is currently undergoing a nuclear explosion as Max Simmons make a pass on Richard DeRucci. Inside of turn 2, DeRucci goes on the outside. Contact between Max Simmons and Richard DeRucci. DeRucci holds the position, is able to fend off Simmons.
Wow, this is a good battle we got going here.
Yeah, oh, for sure, bud. Oh, it's so good.
Oh yeah, bud.
Oh, I would say not even just yeah, but I would say.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
Anyway, okay, that'll be the last of the soundboard, I think. Don't get mad at me, Mike, please. Anyway. Anyway, Max Simmons was able to make the pass attempt. Worked out well. Zertoni battling with Schultz now.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
Oh god, I've unleashed the Canadian in him.
Always in there.
Always in there, waiting to be unleashed. John Barker going into a forest. Okay, there we go. There he is. Hot on the tail of Richard DeRucci. Oh yeah, I got so many sound effects, dude. I have so many that it actually, I can't, I don't have enough keys on my keyboard, even with like Control and Shift as modifiers.
Oh god.
So, oh, it's hilarious. Yesterday, I was in a group of friends, and do you know that line in Command and Conquer Red Alert 3 with Tim Curry, where he's like, he's like a Russian commander or something, and he says, um, I'm going to the one place that hasn't been ruined by capitalism, space. And it's just one of the most ridiculous lines of dialogue ever written by man.
I prefer red versus blue.
Red versus Blue does have some really good dialogue. But anyway, I have that as a soundboard clip. I also have one because he like kind of laughs under his breath as he says it, but you can't really hear it in the recording. So I went in and boosted it so you can. So I have two recordings, one for regular version, one for intense breathing Tim Curry. I have regular Tim Curry set to shift or control shift tilde, and I was like, oh, I wanted to play both in a row, so I was like, oh, one must be control shift and one must be just control tilde. And so I do one, and then I do the other one. Turns out I was wrong, and control tilde for me is just like 45 seconds of diarrhea noises. And for everyone in the Discord call, they started hearing, and and I
Why
was
would you
able,
have that?
I stopped. It comes in handy. I would play it, except for I've already kind of exhausted my soundboard privileges for this round, so I don't want Mike to fire
Nonsense.
me.
Mike isn't here.
But he's gonna listen to this. Oh, hey, look, there's a race going on. Demetrius Simeonidis is trying to have a go at Del Valle. Del
What
Valle.
happened to Verstappen? How did he get so far down?
Looks like he had a off-screen incident that we didn't catch on.
Or that we weren't paying attention?
Yeah, I was giving us the benefit of the doubt, but sure.
No, it was an off-screen incident, definitely.
Yeah. Verstappen is having a rough day. Down to 12th. Qualified, what, third?
First.
First, you're right. Wow. Oof. That's a real bummer there.
Yeah, but that's a real bummer, eh?
Oh, for sure. But
What I
he's
would do
making the
for
most
you?
of it.
Want
He's
some?
going for a pass attempt into turn, whatever turn this is. Turn
Turn
2.
6.
Turn 2. Wait, no, this is Demetrius Simeonidis. What the heck am I looking at here? So Simeonidis is having a go at Del Valle. Gerardo, I'm just going to say her name different every single time. Because I can't decide it. Because, freaking Matt broke my brain. It happens sometimes. It's actually not very difficult. Someone who's found himself on the good end of this is Gideon Schultz, who's now up to 10th place. Schultz qualified 16th, so he's had a very nice little run. Demetrius
Very good
Simeonidis
run.
still into 5th.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, fuck yeah, but yeah. So, I have a bunch of just sound effects for everything, and it's actually become kind of a problem.
You have like a
Because
spreadsheet on your computer of all the
I
commands.
do. And it's actually become more of a problem than I would have thought, because every time I want to get a sound, unless it's like one of 3 that I have, memorized, I have to like pull up the spreadsheet and look for it, and by that time it's just become awkward. So I was amazed I was able to find fuck yeah bud that quickly. And with my luck, it would have been like another farting storm or something that I pressed on accident. So as we approach 10 minutes remaining in this race, we are seeing a little bit of shifts. Josiah Jerome up into 2nd, so that is a nice little. It's been that way for a while, but I mean, he was originally fighting for what, 5th, 6th, something like that. So he's gotten a good run out of this. Oh no, he's 11th. Okay, so yeah, made a very good run. John Barker fighting with Richard DeRucci for 7th place. Making an inside pass onto turn 2. Is going to end up being an outside pass. And he tries to get the cutback. Oh, but doesn't quite get it right. Richard DeRucci has a bad turn exit, but it's not as bad as Barker's. So he's able to hold that position. God, I hate. Well, I don't hate. That's a strong word. I've never liked the look of Audis. I mean, the older ones, like the mid 2000s, late 2000s, early 2010s, are okay. But the more recent ones, who went off in the background there?
I'd say
Oop,
someone just died.
probably. Gideon Schultz on the but oh, it's Max Simmons. Gideon Schultz making a look at Ariel Zatoni.
I don't know all these liveries religiously like Mike does.
Well, that one looks like that pink one looks like Force India or something in the F1
It
in the
does. It's
F1
sponsored by the
circuits.
same. It's sponsored by the same
The same hilariously
company.
corrupt organization.
No. You're thinking of one that doesn't exist.
Oh, dude. So I was at work the other day, and I was having a meeting with my boss, and
Was that Wayne Hutchison?
no, it wasn't Wayne. No, Wayne's not my boss. That'd be way too cool. Also, I got laid off, but that's a different thing.
Me
I was
too.
there.
I got laid off too. That's why I'm at home.
Hooray! I know, me too. 3-7.
I mean,
Yes, but anyway, I was there, and one of the guys that wasn't there because it's absolutely empty because everyone's doing the quarantine thing. There's an empty can of Rich Energy drink, and I it caught my eye on the
It
way in.
exists.
Yes, that's what I said. I was like, I I I asked him if I could pick it up. He's like, I don't care. So I just picked up this guy's can of Rich Energy. And I inspected it, and it wasn't like a sticker. He hasn't just made a can out of like a Red Bull can or something. It was an actual can of Rich Energy, and I was like, what? Where do you get this? I'd never known that you could find it. And he's like, I don't even know what that is. And so, I mean, my boss wasn't that big into F1, but I talked to some other guys afterwards, and like a total loser, because I was just like blown away by this can energy drink, and apparently he was able to get it by importing it directly from a shop that sells it in like the UK or something. And so it was like $20 for this can of Rich Energy, which is at this point is just around for, being a meme. But I mean, it blew my mind, so it was worth it for me.
Oh, for sure.
Oh wow, I
100% a
blinked and
meme.
Arrows of Tony's in 13th place. What happened? Uh-oh. Well, that means Verstappen's in 11th instead of 12th, so good for him. Tony is hot on the tail of Boss, who is another person I'm not familiar with. Larry Foster is the dude's name. So, Christopher Shepard in a tight battle with Andrew D and Gideon Schultz. No, that must be a back marker. So I don't even know what's going on right now, man. My brain
Me
hurts.
neither.
Taking a very creative line through turn 6. Not one I would personally do, but what can you do? That blue BMW, whoever it is, looks like a pirate. It's got the one eye patch on the right eye. So as we approach as we begin lap 49 for these, or 48 for these lads here, come into our last 5 minutes of the race. Some potential predictions. I don't see much going on in the realm of Sean Kenny. He's got a sizable gap to Jediah Trim behind him. Excuse me.
Yeah, excuse you,
Zatoni,
Cole.
sorry, I burped, but I muted myself so you couldn't hear it. But then I apologize because habit. Zatoni could probably get by Larry Foster if he doesn't have another accident. Christopher Streppen could potentially be making some moves, but other than that, and maybe, uh, ooh, that was a weird kind of dive there. Maybe Demetrius Simeonitis getting closer to Del Valle, but I don't foresee that being super likely. So we are potentially pretty locked into our final order. No one else is really within a second of anyone else, so getting that DRS will be a little bit of a problem.
Little bit of a problem, not major one, but we'll get past it, right?
We will. Yes. We will get past the problem. We will kill the Americans.
Oh, 100%.
I do not know what accent I was using, but I'm just gonna go
Not in
ahead and
Russian.
say it was like a French Russian. It was really weird. So as we see Zatoni trying to make a lunge for Foster. This is Verstreppen making a simultaneous lunge for D around the outside of turn 2, something that we've not been finding to be too super successful. Oh, we have someone else in the background there. Is that Foster? No, Mauricio Delgado looks like, or Douglas DeGroat. Yep, I think it's Doug DeGroat. Meanwhile, Max Simmons in the fight with Demetrius Simeonitis. Da comrade.
Ah,
Demetrius is a good fighter. I would drink vodka with him anytime. Fun fact, in Russian, vodka means special water.
I believe that.
Anyway,
Yes, it's made a return.
that's the third time I've used that. I think that's the most times I've ever pressed that button since I got that soundbite.
Nice.
Anyway, so I'm getting my use out of that button.
Bit.
Ariel Zatoni, still struggling to keep up with Larry Foster. I almost wonder if he's picked up some other damage, which might have been caused by the same thing that caused him to fall behind Foster in the first place. As we can see, he's eating up Larry, going for a turn 2 lunge, turn 2 lunge, turn 2 lunge, and
Oh.
couldn't make it happen this time. Bummer. Oh, I have a sound effect for that. Hold on. Gotta pull up my spreadsheet. Uh, F5. All right. Okay, no more of those.
The
But
more you know.
it's so fun. That wasn't the more you know. That was like Price is Right.
Yeah, those are sad trombone noises.
Oh man,
It wasn't, but it was close.
it's true.
Wah, 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 wah.
Ba-dum, ba-dum, wow. One thing I've never understood about the German language is how they're able to use so many consonants in a row and have it still make sound. It's like
Oh, jeez,
normally
Christoph.
Christoph's this whole race Christoph has been grinding that turn 1 curve there. Like Zatoni, they're both going for some really bold maneuvers. Zatoni and I were on a team in the last series of last season of 3D Speed Series. I don't think we'll be returning as a team this season. Oh, on the grass, turn 2 lunge. Aw, we don't get to see it. But he was always fun to drive with. We had some practice sessions, and it was very. He was a very bold driver. I really enjoy his driving style. Unfortunately, I am too bold, and I don't have quite the skills to back it up. So definitely took him out in at least one race.
Oh
But
boy, not your teammate.
yeah, yep. It's almost like I'm Ayrton Senna.
No, but he did it on purpose.
Yeah,
Actually, no, that was Prost.
yeah, that's Prost. But
Or Prost, as some people say it.
I don't know. Christopher Streben making a lunge
Turn to lunge,
downtown
turn to lunge.
into Schultz. He's gonna get the pass done.
Da-na-na-na-na,
Oh,
dun,
and
dun,
and it didn't work.
dun-na-na-na-na.
Well, he's got 15 seconds until Sean Kinney gets the checkered flag. So let's see what happens. Verstappen getting passed by D. Oh, contact at the last first turn of the last lap. No one's super affected, but they're still side by side. So Tony's still behind Foster. More contact in the straight, which doesn't happen that much.
Andrew G has some damage.
The black-eyed BMW of Andrew D on the inside. They are still side by side. No one gets a better launch. That's amazing. Oh, it looks like Verstappen might have made it work and pulled a Zatoni on us. Yeah, it got past. Well, it got repassed. Held off, basically. Ah, so Zatoni's getting by Foster. Can we see a turn 2 lunge happening?
That's turn 3.
That's turn 3. Damn it. I'm assuming that the reason he got by was because of a turn 2 lunge.
Probably. Oh no, who died?
Who did die?
Was somebody off track?
It was Zatoni! Wait, no, it wasn't. Never mind. Maybe that was Burke? I can't tell. I wasn't looking hard enough. So Larry Foster's now trying to claw back. Oh, getting a little wide on turn 6. Looks like that's going to ruin his run into turn 7. He's going to have to work really hard to make this pass happen. And Sean Kinney's finished. So this will be our last time through. Not that I had any doubt. So Tony having a little shaky run under turn 8. Foster going way deep as he can. Looks like he got a little bit of run with the DRS active. No, it's not active. So, but he's not able to complete it. So
Not
that is
enough.
the race there. Larry Foster now, or that's Valentino Rossi. So something happened to Rossi down into 14th.
Our only retirements are Enrique Fernandez, Lucas Cranbrier, John Picha, and Visar Jacoli. And possibly Leonard.
Looks like Elio Fernandez as well. To
That was Enrique.
well, I called him Enrique once. So yeah, so here we are on our results screen. Sean Kenny is our race winner, finishing to only 2 seconds above Josiah Jerome. So Jerome was able to claw back a lot of his time. He was 6 seconds down with a few laps to go. Josiah Jerome holding the best lap of 1:25.000. A tip of the hat to him for that, just for that. Can I get one obligatory "oh fuck yeah, bud" for that lap time?
Oh, yeah.
Fuck yeah, bud.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, so there we go. I'm sure I'm going to be fired because of my egregious soundboard use, but
Back you up, dude.
oh, thanks, babe. It means a lot. So for our race results,
Plus members.
we have Sean Kenny, Josiah Jerome in second, and Martin Edmonds in third. So Edmonds was able to hold on. Gerardo De Valle in fourth, Max Simmons fifth, Demetrius Simionitis sixth, as another nuclear apocalypse goes on around Matt. John Barker in seventh, Richard DeRucci in eighth, Gideon Schultz in ninth, Christopher Streppens rounding out the top 10. Andrew D, Arizatoni in 12th, Larry Foster in 13th, Valentino Rossi 14th, so losing a little bit of ground there. Wayne Hutchison into 15th, so still holding on to his position. Danny Hernandez in 16th, Mike Magus 17th. So I think Magus was able to claw some positions back after that. James Butler in 18th, Vic Nash in 19th, Robert Waldell. We didn't see a lot of these drivers in the race.
No, we didn't.
There's a lot of action happening up at the front. Peter Stefani in 22nd, Mauricio. Oh, I forgot. Douglas DeGroat in 21st. Mauricio Delgado in 23rd, Leonard Burke 24, Elio Fernandez 25th, or Enrique as he is sometimes called apparently. Lucas Cranbier in 28th, 26th. Wow. John Pizza 27th, and Visar Chicoli in 28th. Burke, Fernandez, Cranbier, Picha, and Jacoli are all DNFs. So, wow, Martin Edmonds was right when he pitched this whole thing for me. He's like, hey, "You gotta help me. Mike isn't gonna do this commentary, so you gotta do it." I was like, "No problem, man." And he's like, "It's gonna be super exciting." I was like, "You know it."
Fired.
And then yeah, and then we did our secret handshake, and then we're here. So that was our 5th round in the modern DTM series at ESR. What an exciting race! I'm glad glad we did it. The next race of the series will be at somewhere. Oh wait, whoops, I was on the wrong screen. I mean, we'll be somewhere, but next round will be at Road America, which is interesting. I am surprised, but it'll be cool. I wish DTM had come to Road America before. I feel like that would have
I've
been
been to
really
Road
interesting.
America.
Oh yeah. Anyway, and so then there are only two races left in the series.
Now they were two.
And now they were two. Plenty of action going on in scoring, but you guys can find that at the ESR Race app page or on our Discord, discord.com/something something something. What's our share link? You can tell we prepared for this super good.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, for sure, bud. Just search ESR Racing Club on Discord and you can find us there. Any last words, Monsieur Higgs?
Did you know that there was no ballast for the race yesterday?
I do know that. I don't. Does ACC support ballast?
It does now.
And Matt supports nuclear explosions. Jeez, Matt, calm down. Okay, that's a good nugget of truth to end this episode on. Oh my God, make it stop! Make it stop! Better get out before more stuff starts exploding. I am your host, Colin McRae, and that is apparently my simp. Matt Higgs. It's been good. Catch y'all later.